Hi, I'm Todd Burrier. Welcome. So I know you're here to learn about an opportunity. So it's obvious that you would like to make some extra income or perhaps find a way to make more money than you're currently making in a different way, or maybe you want to pursue something that's on your heart. I can promise you you're going to learn about something that is very, very unique. I've been a part of this work and this community for 24 years as I record this, and it has been incredible for my life. I started with very little, and every aspect of my life has gotten better. And it's a joy to be able to serve others in working with our unique business. And so let me give you a couple little nuggets up front here before we dive into some slides, and I take you through really what we do, like the difference we make in people's lives. And that's the most important thing for you to grasp. If you're just here to make some money and you don't really care about helping others or how that happens, this is probably not going to be for you. Just telling you that up front. Also, this is not something where you have inventory. There's no starter kits. There's no sign-up fees. There's no website fees. You get tons of support. You get all kinds of access to development. And that's really key here, because our just cause, so to speak, is that we are really focused on helping people to achieve their best life possible. And in that process, that allows people to develop the confidence and the skill sets, including the vitality to take the action to make their greatest contribution to the things that matter most to them, including their career. Right? So typically the people that work with us don't just build a business where they make extra income. They do better in their career, and they do better in their relationships, and they do better in every corner of their life. It doesn't happen overnight. Nothing of value does, but it's pretty powerful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through a series of slides to help you understand the platform that we work by. And that will give you some insight as to really the value proposition you're offering people, because when you expose people to our work and invite them to join, you really are giving them a chance to do something incredible in their life. All right, so we'll get started right now. Okay, so as you see on this slide, there's a picture of the book that I published, Three Circles Living, Achieving Your Richest Life Possible. That is the platform of our work. And I'm going to walk you through what that means and the implications of that as we go. But this is something that I've taught in corporations and to my coaching clients, and of course to our team for many, many years. And so many people's lives have changed for the better. And that's what we wish for you. And obviously, again, it's a journey, and it's going to be up to you to take it. So you're not going to get any pressure from us. We're looking for people who really are serious about making a change. So I want you to think about, what is your richest life possible? You know, what would you like to do better? What brought you here? Is it that you want to do better in your career, or you just want to do better overall financially? Or is it that, think about it in a different way. Would you like to do better in your health? Would you like to do better in your relationships? Would you like to be more effective in your community or the things that you care about? Whatever your richest life is, whatever that is for you, that's what our focus is, because our community is about helping others as the way to help self. That's the entire premise of our work. So first, I'm going to talk about these three circles and what happens when we get it wrong. Now, this is a relatively common thing, and this may have happened for you, and I'm certain that you know people that this has happened to. And that is, you know, we are in a society where money is pretty dominant, right? It's a pretty dominant thing, and everything is driven by it, and all around us is materialism, right? And so it's very, very easy to get so caught up in the financial pursuit that we sacrifice maybe our health or our relationships, or both. And that's actually what led me to this many, many years ago. When I was in the banking industry back in the mid-'80s, I was lending money to pretty wealthy people to build buildings and shopping centers and things like this. And I noticed that most of these people were financially successful, but not doing very well in their health or in their relationships. And when I started my own business a few years later, I was on that same track. I was headed down a path where I was starting to become very successful financially, but my health was suffering. My relationship was teetering on the edge of disaster. And thankfully, I woke up one morning and went, oh no, you know, that's not the way I want to live. And I began looking for a way to do it right. And over time, this is what evolved, and it's been a game changer. Because the reality is these three things are priorities, whether we want to accept them or not. And how you know that is if you don't work on a priority, right, or something that's important, something bad will happen, right? That's a pretty easy way to think about it. And when it comes to these two, health or relationships, you know, if something bad happens in your health or in your relationships, you would give all your money to get it back. I mean, that's a real thing. And so why jeopardize it in the first place when in fact it works better when you get it right? And so part of our platform is getting it right. So that starts with the health circle, right? You have to be taking care of your physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual self. You have to be, your health is involved in everything, right? There's nothing you do that doesn't require your health. And so you cannot be your best in any area of your life without being healthy. And so if you think about it in this way, very simply, and you take someone who is healthy with the same skill set as someone who's not healthy with the same skill set and plug them into anything, and who's going to succeed more? The person who's healthy. That's pretty simple. Continue to remember that, because health then trickles into the next most important thing, and that is relationships. And I know it's easy to think, well, maybe relationships, isn't it more important to take care of your family? Certainly that's important. But if you don't take care of yourself, you can't do that, right? That's why that's on the airplane. They tell you if you drop the mask down, you put yours on first. So then you can take care of someone else. You see, relationships require time and attention. That requires energy. It requires an investment of self in order to do that. In all relationships, your whole life is just relationships, essentially. And so when you take care of this piece and you get it right, it's a game changer. You take care of your health, you're able to invest fully in your relationships. When your relationships are thriving, then you're joyful. And when you're joyful, you're vibrant, you have a positive attitude, you have positive energy, and that shows up in your business pursuits, whatever they are, in your career. Setting aside this being an opportunity, that's what this does for you. And ultimately, you're able to get into that sweet spot where everything is working, where you have thriving health, you have thriving relationships, you're thriving in your career, and then you're also thriving in whatever else it is that you pursue. So when it comes to health, right, you've got the physical piece first, right? That's the first piece to look at. And when you take care of that, you can have energy, right? You can have vibrancy, right? It's a little bit of magnetism. And you can have longevity, and longevity in multiple ways. One, it's you can reduce your risk, right, of prematurely getting sick, but also you have longevity in your productivity day to day. So then you have to understand that there are a lot of challenges, right? There are many challenges, and this is an important part of what we provide for people that people are dealing with. The first is we live in a very toxic environment, and the statistics on toxicity are staggering. I mean, a newborn baby in today's world, and this is all based on the CDC's information. There's a lot of great information out there. A newborn baby is born with 40 environmental chemicals in their body already. Think about that. There's over 100,000 chemicals in our environment right now, 3,000 in our food supply. And that is just simply too much for our body to handle. The other part of that is that there's not a lot of nutrition in today's food. And that comes from a couple different things. One, processed foods are not high in nutritive value. Many of them are grown in grains in certain areas where you've got soil that's been damaged by toxicity. And then you have fruits and vegetables, which are, picked before they're ripe. There's already been studies that have shown that their nutritive value is way below what it used to be. And the bottom line is that there just isn't as much nutrition in the food. And we have lots of information to support that. So I'm just giving you an overview right now. And then you have confusion. Most people are trying to do something to take care of themselves, but they don't know what. Everywhere you turn, you see the latest, this will take care of all your problems pill, right? Or, some magic diet, or all these different ways to eat. And, there's some value in lots of things. But when people are confused and don't know what to do, that's a bad place to be, and it leads to a lot of problems. And here is the primary one. The majority of all the major health issues are increasing. And it's pretty simple to see when you look at the nature of what's happening in the environment, what our bodies are exposed to, and then the fuel that our body uses to deal with that is food. And there just isn't enough in the food to help that. And so you have a situation where health issues continue to grow. So I'm not just talking about situations where people die. I'm talking about where people live for years not being well, which is a tremendous impact to their quality of life. And then you have the mental, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual component of health. And this speaks a lot to your development and also to your attitude, right? When you feel good, right? When you feel good emotionally and you feel good physically and you feel capable, right? When you feel capable and you're confident and your outlook is good. But I would submit to you that is not the case for most people. They've been conditioned to not think highly of themselves. We're undereducated in the skills that are really important to help us be highly capable, right? The interpersonal skills and the person productivity skills, these are not things that are taught. All of that we supply in our community. And so let me give you a little insight into our community, because this is a big part of our opportunity. First, the MLT3C, that's Million Lives Team 3 Circles community. That is our community. That is what you get access to in support for helping you from a health perspective, from learning the skills and having the encouragement and support to do better in your career and to build your business, if that's what you're choosing to do. I mean, that's why you're here. And so this is a tremendous community, and it's an exclusive community. It gets access to world-class training that you cannot get outside of our community without investing thousands of dollars. And that's just part of what you get to be in our community. And then the logo on the right represents Life Plus. That is our partner in health. They give us access to world-class products that were designed by Dr. Dwight McKee, who is literally arguably the top nutritional scientist in the world, who's made a major impact on so many lives. This company makes top quality products, and you're able to access them, manufacturers direct, without a sign-up fee. And you order them at the wholesale price. You will never buy products from anyone, right? You won't buy products from me or anyone in our community. We all buy them directly from the company at the wholesale price, and we can return them if we're not satisfied. And that is our partner. And again, you can learn as much as you need about any of this going forward. I'm just giving you an overview. But this combination is quite powerful. So the next part of where this goes, right, what we teach and how we help you, is the relationships area. So if you think about relationships, they kind of break into 4 categories: business, community, friends, and love. It's pretty normal for people to show up on their best footing, right, in business and try to present the best image in the community. And then, they pretty much show up for the friends, and then what happens at home? The challenge is this is a little bit backwards, right? And doesn't serve the best way. The ideal way is the opposite, right? So what you learn in our community, is the skills, so that when you do dedicate time and attention to the people that you love, you do it the right way, right? Not to mention you don't have the stress because you've learned the productivity skills. But when you take care of that relationship or those relationships, then you show up the right way in your friendships, then you show up the right way in your community, and then you are magnetic in business. It's an incredible way to operate. And as a result of this, what you tend to see is a significant impact in people's careers. And the reason is relatively simple. When you develop competencies, and I talk about these competencies are not taught in the educational system. I have an MBA, which is a lot of schooling. I was not taught these competencies in that schooling. I learned them outside of schooling, and then I began teaching them in major corporations, and I still do that today. As a matter of fact, the demand for it from me today is higher than ever, because it makes a significant difference in people's confidence. Not just their competence, their confidence, because those two things are married. Wherever you feel confident, it's because you feel competent, right? So you're like, oh, I know how to do that. So then you have confidence in doing it. And then the outcropping of that is credibility. And that is that people begin to trust your competence. And that is pretty significant, because that leads to a higher velocity trajectory in your career. It is very common for the people in our community to begin accelerating in their career, to begin getting promotions faster, and to begin getting new opportunities from outside if they choose. Right? So why? Because they're showing up different. They're showing up healthy. They're showing up vibrant. They're showing up with new skills. They're showing up with a great attitude. They're showing up with confidence. And that is attractive. It's magnetic. And people see that and experience that. And then they grow. It happens all the time. You'll be able to ask and learn about that inside of the community. And then that then bleeds over into the heart pursuiter side, right? So you're here seeing this presentation because we'll call it a side gig. You're looking for a side gig. Your heart pursuit could be that thing on your heart that you always wanted to do. Now, maybe a side gig was what that thing is, or maybe your heart pursuit is something different. Maybe you always wanted to write a book, or take up a musical instrument, or start a specific cause. But you don't know how, or you don't have the time, you don't have the confidence. You learn that stuff here, and you'll be able to earn income. And I don't know what kind of income you're here for. You might be here for a few extra dollars, or maybe you're here to make serious income. All of that is possible. I've earned a substantial amount of money over the years. It's been my primary income source for 24 years. Even though I am paid highly to go speak and do other things, I wasn't when I started this. That all came out of this. This will help you change every corner of your life. You'll do the work, right? So let's just be clear. You'll do the work, but it can be a game changer for you. So getting started, relatively simple. First, you got to experience the products. If you don't believe in the quality of what our products do, how they make a difference in people's lives, how they lead to health and vitality, it's not going to work, right? You have to have the mindset of health first. And these 3 products at the bottom right here on the left, they essentially represent filling exactly what you need from a baseline perspective, giving you baseline vitamins and minerals, nourishing and cleansing your body, and then adding to that a significant product that helps to boost your immune system and give you extra antioxidant protection, which is vital from a long-term perspective. So you can learn all about that, or you can just get started on them. You'll buy them direct from the manufacturer. You get them at the wholesale price, and you'll be able to return them if you're not satisfied. The next piece of the puzzle is the book, right? The 3 Circles Living book, because that's the roadmap. That is a sequential, step-by-step roadmap on how you can take charge in improving every part of your life. And then that's your entree into our community, because what we're providing in the community is worth many, 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 many thousands of dollars. And people go out and spend a lot of money to get into coaching programs, or go to boot camps, or do all kinds of things to try to get what we teach in this community. But you don't just get the education, you get the ongoing support and help. So this is a very powerful thing. And again, you can learn all about how you earn your income. It's a very fair, very honest way to work. But I don't share that stuff with you here, because if you're only here for the money, this is not for you. If you're here to really change your life from the inside out, so that you have tons of opportunities in your life, and you enjoy making a difference in other people's lives, then this might be a fit for you. Then it makes sense to learn more. So if you'd like to learn more, get in touch with the person who shared this with you, and they'll be happy to help you learn everything you want to, and then we'll help you get started on your way. Thanks for being here.